Hi friends, hope you're doing well. I'm Dr. Milind. So NEET PG 2022 dates are out, and today we are going to talk about how to proceed for this exam. Now again the timetables will be revised. A lot of students have these issues that now how should rearrange our timetable and how should we proceed. So I'm going to discuss in short in this video that what are those things that can help us getting success in this NEET PG race. Whatever I'm sharing in this video is what I have learned during my PG preparation and what has helped my colleagues and my juniors to crack the exam. So let's talk about it. So let's start. So what increases the chances of success? What question I used to ask myself when I was preparing for PG, that why only few succeed? I mean, if you see the failure rate of in NEET PG examinations or any PG entrance, there are around 1.6 1.8 lakh students that attend PG exam, but only few succeed. Yes, there is definitely less number of seats, but why only few students are able to crack that code? And you can see that there are all kind of students. It's not only toppers or students who are gold medalists during their MBBS, they only succeed. Even the average students, a lot of average students, foreign medical graduates and even private medical college students, they all succeed. So there are some techniques, there are a few things, these are technical things during the preparations. If we give good attention to that part, then definitely we can succeed. So what are those things which increase the chance of success in PG entrances? First is focused reading. As I always say that whenever you read a subject, your eye and your mind should be on the same page. A lot of students, they are always thinking, I mean, it's the mind is very unstable. They're after 2 pages they will open phone or talk with a friend or look here and there or just do something else. I mean, the stability is not there. Because of that, there is a lot of issues that happens. So focused reading is very important to avoid silly mistakes. Second is consistency. What makes a PG exam different than other exam is we have 19 subjects. During your MBBS days, whatever exam you gave, you had maximum 3 or 4 subjects in that exam. But now you have to study for 19 subjects together, and you have to remember them and reproduce them. So it's a very difficult task. For that, you need a consistency. You cannot just read for 4 days and then you chill for next 2 days. So you should be consistent. Multiple revisions. As again 19 subject, so the student who will revise more will have a better benefit and he will do the least silly mistakes. So multiple revisions are very essential to have increase the chances of success in PG examinations. Good MCQ practice. As we know that you should know the game before you attempt the kind of exam that you are going to face. It is going to be MCQ based exam totally. So you should have a good MCQ practice to make your critical thinking better and to increase your analytical power, and also a practice for the final exam. Then previous year questions. This, as we say that science is always changing, but there are things that are slowly introduced in a PG exam, that if there is a new disease like COVID-19 pandemic came, so the teachers, they usually ask about, they introduce the topic in one exam and they ask some advancement in the next exam. So knowing previous questions is very important, and questions do repeat, topics do repeat, especially last 5 years. So we should, the students who solve previous year questions, they get extra edge compared to other students. And last, good command on basic sciences. In my next videos, I will again re-emphasize the importance of rank building. I divide subject into 3 parts: rank building, rank maintaining, and rank deciding subject, and also high yield and low yield subject as per the exam. That we will discuss in the next video. But having a good command on your first and second post subject is very important. That is going to build your rank to the best rank. Now there is a dilemma in students' mind who are currently appearing for NEET 22, because now the new date has come. So we have 3 groups of students. One are repeaters who have written NEET PG 2021, and it was very tough year for them because they were supposed to write it in Jan Feb, but exam was delayed, so they had to study for a prolonged period, and again they did not get the rank that they wanted, and again they were preparing for March, and now again the exam has delayed. So this was very, I think, difficult for them, because studying for so long and staying motivated is very difficult. So I have one very simple advice for those who are repeating the exam. Take a small break. It's not going to harm you. This monotonicity is going to be harmful for your study period, because if you keep doing the same thing, your brain is going to give up and it is going to get bored. and nothing more is going to be registered in your mind. So take a small break, go out for 2 3 days, and just you can safely, I can say that we have enough time now, you can close your books and just take a small like a 3 4 days tour, and don't think about study at all. But what is important is don't lose momentum. And how not to lose momentum is, you should not, I'm not saying that you should keep your book with you when you are on a trip. Enjoy your enjoy your trip, enjoy your day, but after the fourth day of your week, like if you take a small break, on the last day of your break, come back to your study table and start doing it. Don't let the break prolong. Don't say that now again I'm starting, so I will study for 4 hours. Do what you were doing previously. Don't lose that momentum that you are carrying, and it is going to be very important in coming months. Freshers who are writing, who have completed their internship and writing exam for the first time, you can also take a break if it is must. If you're not tired, if you're not exhausted, if you're not feeling burning, you have not feeling that you have completely burnout, then you can keep preparing, because we still have, I mean, it's not like a lot of time we have got, it just 6 8 weeks it has been postponed, so you can take a break if must. Otherwise, keep studying. Then those who are doing their internships, guys, we sorry, but we cannot take break, because already we have a very limited time and you are racing against time. So you should keep doing what you're doing. You should take it as an advantage that you have gotten some extra time for your preparation. So coming to the next part. So how can we, first let's talk about the plans. So how should we plan the remaining days? So I just want to give some timeline and some, just see what I'm going to tell you, that every toppers, there are a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of students who are mentoring on YouTube and discussing the plans. What is important is you have to develop your own plan. You have to develop your own strategy. You cannot go and fit into someone else's shoes. What I'm trying to give here is a skeleton. It's a skeleton. You can modify it as per your convenience, but this is what actually most of people follow, because I have lived in Delhi for around 1.5 years for my preparation, and I did my internship, and I have came in contact with a lot of toppers, like be it AIMS toppers or NEET PG toppers. And when I talk to them about their strategy, this is actually the summary of what everybody usually does. So you can actually, you can just figure it out, and you can also modify it and make your own strategy, and you can also become a stopper, and then you pass on your strategy to the next batch. So I think for repeaters, what I would advise, the best strategy would be dividing your days. Like we have around 100 and I think 104, 105 days. So what you can do is you can divide it into 3 parts: 50 days, 35 days, and 20 days. So how can you do go about it? So first, about theory. So I will, as I always say, theory is a main point of your preparation. This is going to be the main source of your preparation. And as we say, that I see what mind knows. So what your mind will know is only from the theory. What you will remember in the exam, you will remember it from the theory. So theory should be your mainstay. You should read as much as possible. So first, again, I know these repeaters, you guys have been studying for so long, so you are just reading, but I'm going to tell you that it is going to be a very fruitful. So first, if you have planned like for as you are planning for the March 2022, you must have given a less time for this revision which you are doing currently. So make it a 50 days revision plan. You can go slow, but you have to go through all main source that you have added time. Now don't just read the highlighted or important points. Go through everything, because see, it is again, as I say, it is an MCQ based exam. Nobody can guarantee that question from where the question will come. Question can come from any, like the thing that looks stupid, like you think the question will not come from this page, but even the corner of your note, there might be some question that will come from that corner, and that will make a huge difference. So go through everything. You now, as you have added time, so go through your all main source in current revision that you are doing, and expand it to up to 50 days. Then when you go for next revision, you just then you read the highlighted points, that whatever you have written important, that you know that what have been asked, repeatedly asked, and previously asked. And we know I have shared in my previous videos all the important topics, so you can read that particular highlighted point. Save your last 20 days again for those topics which are recent advances, like COVID-19 vaccines and treatment, what are new protocols, new NACO guidelines, or National Tuberculosis Elimination Program guidelines. So you should be thorough with these guidelines, because a lot of questions are asked. Nowadays, a lot of questions are asked about hepatitis B, hepatitis C, their perinatal transmission, about the new guidelines. So you should be thorough with them. You should see PYQs which you got wrong. You can do that. And most importantly, the mugging up stuff. I mean, this name of enzymes, the drug of choice, which you know that you're going to forget. So that last 20 days you have to save for them. But to be ready for these last 20 days, have a habit of making charts and tables from now, and don't make it on a book. Making a 20, adding a 20th book to your already existing vast syllabus can be, I mean, it can be a risky choice. So what I'll advise, you can just stick these all charts to your wall. So every day you see them, every day you revise the charts. So at the end, you just have to read it 2-3 times and you'll remember them in your exam. Now the next important part is MCQ. Doing daily MCQ is very important. Daily, if you ask me number, I think max at least minimum 50 MCQs with explanation should be done daily. If you can do 100, that is best, but don't just read the question and answer. Also see the explanation. Even if you get the question right, see the explanation, because there might be something that is added there, because the topics do repeat. Even if the question will not be repeated, the topics might repeat. So you should do at least 50 MCQs daily. And when you give importance to MCQ, first try to cover the PYQ, that is previous year questions, at least last 5 years. If you are preparing for, I will, in my next videos, I will tell you how to prepare separately for NICT. But if you're planning for NEET or AIMS, you can go for last 5 year MCQs. GTs is also a good source. Definitely GTs you can give to see the weaknesses. A lot of students do a mistake and just to see the rank, they concentrate on GTs. But I will again say, give GTs to know the weaknesses. I give the least importance for subject-wise tests, because I personally feel that subject-wise tests take a lot of time. There are so many MCQs. How many are you going to solve? And unless and until your theory is strong, solving so many MCQs is not going to be of any help. But what best I can tell you, that for difficult subject, like for me, ophthalmology was a very difficult subject. I used to find it very tough. So what I did, I solved maximum MCQs from ophthalmology. So even if I don't know the topic, don't know the theory, I know the answer for the question if they ask me. I had literally mugged up these MCQs. So suppose if you find some subject like physio, if you find it's tough, it's difficult, you can definitely go for subject-wise test for this particular case. Now for freshers who are appearing for the first time, I think for you the best strategy would be 60 for the first, 35 for the second, and 10 for the third. Because as why I have given the 60 days for first, because I want you to go slow. Even before the NEET PG 2022 was postponed, I always tell students to go slow through their reading, because there are a lot of mistakes. Because if you read superficially, because NEET PG exam is very less about your knowledge, but more about how much data you can remember and reproduce. So how can you remember data? If you read slowly with focus, you will understand the thing and you will retain it for longer. And if you read it multiple times, again, you will remember it. So it is more of a database exam, even if it is a conceptual based question, if you understand the diagnosis, but they ask you about the drug of choice. So if you don't know the data, you will not know it. So in first 60 days, you have to go through all main sources. Definitely these days can vary as per your speed and as per your convenience. But again, as I say, now you have a time, so go through all main source, whatever notes you are reading, whichever classes you are doing, go through everything in that period. In next 35 days, plan to go through again main source. Why I'm telling you? Because you are not a repeater, you are a fresher. So don't expect that if you go through your main source once and then you go through the highlighted point, I can promise you that you will forget all of this. So you have to go through everything in your another reading as well. And during while reading that, give more time to highlight it. Yes, I know sometimes it will be difficult for you to manage time, but if you do your first reading well, if you do the 60 days read well, 35 days will be more than enough to go through everything. And you don't have to read the topics which you know, and remember, you don't have to read them thoroughly. You just quickly go through them, and whenever you find a highlighted point, just at least have a glance, at least have that one sight. Okay, now I have seen this page, then everything will come back to you. So that is very important. And last 10 days, again, you have to save for the high yield, whatever the high yield that is being repeatedly given in last few years, recent advances, previous years MCQs, and mugging up stuff. Then again, MCQs similarly, like as I told for repeaters, you have to do minimum 50 MCQs with explanation. And again, the best, you should give more importance to PYQs, then GTs, and to subject-wise test. Now we have a third group, interns. Now interns, the major problem interns they face is they have to manage their time, because they have to do the postings also, and they have to read also. So what I will say, you should start your day early. Get up early, at least find 2 hours in the morning before you join your posting, so you can read some theory. So again, similarly, I'll tell you, you need 60 days, go through your main source. Next 40 days, again, go through main source with more importance to the highlighted point, which I told earlier. And you can just spare 5 days. And in these 5 days, what you can do is just go through recent advances, PYQs that you got wrong during your practice, and the mugging up stuff. I think even if you cannot do these two in the last 5 days, at least go for the mugging up stuff, because in biochemistry you'll get the same these enzymes questions again and again. Pharmacology you'll get the same drug of choices questions again and again. So in microbiology you'll be again and again asked the same thing. So go through that. Don't use so much time for the things that are not important. So you can make your timetable, and don't make timetables which are very over ambitious, and don't try to read like 4 or 5 times. It is not going to happen. Just if you read just twice with a good focus, that is going to be very helpful for you. Then while solving MCQs, what I can tell you, especially interns, that I see, like whenever I see interns, I see them that they try to read theory during their postings, and because again and again they are disturbed by the work, they have to go here and there. While reading theory, you need a link, you need that connection, you need that focus. So that focus is not achieved when you are doing your posting. So try to practice MCQs during your ward postings. Also, the students who are working, they can also follow the same advice. Practice your MCQs during your postings, and be observant during your postings. Whatever is happening around, that can be MCQ. Whenever you are in a ward, you're looking at some instrument, try to know it, what is it from the resident. So that is also the way you prepare. And again, the same for MCQs, practice daily, minimum 50 MCQs. Practicing MCQs is very important, and give maximum importance to the PYQs, followed by a grand test, and followed by subject-wise test. And if you have to divide your day, I'll say minimum hours as of now should be 13 to 14 hours. You can definitely increase them. Give time for theory, 10 to 12 hours, attribute to the theory, 2 to 4 hours for MCQs. Now, a lot of students say, sir, should I go subject-wise or topic-wise? As I say, if you want to understand the topic, it is very good to have integrated learning. But if you want to finish the your syllabus, you have to go subject-wise. With a lot of students say, sir, I have finished 60% of pediatrics, I have finished 40% of physio, I have finished 50% of medicine. It's very difficult to keep a track of what you have done and what you have finished. It's better to say that, sir, I have finished 6 subjects and my remaining 11 subjects are left. So my plan is that. I prefer, and that is my advice, that subject-wise approach is better owing to the time that we have. If you are preparing for next, or if you are a UG student, definitely topic-wise can be better for understanding. Then about GTs, I think you can plan 2 GTs a month, definitely not more than that. Lot of toppers do. See what mistake we do. We listen to the toppers who are the foundation course student, who have been studying since the second year of their MBBS graduation. So now they are ready. They are ready for the exam. They have all read theory so many times, so they can afford to give GT every week because they have the knowledge. They have the. Ask yourself, your portion is over. If you know that your portion of 19 subject is over, then start giving GTs. Then you can give weekly. But your portion is incomplete, don't run behind GTs. 2 GTs a month is good enough. So there will be around 6 GTs you can give till NEET PG 2022. So guys, so that's all about the strategy and planning for NEET PG 2022. I'm going to release a lot of videos in this week about each and every aspect. I will also release a video soon about INCIT preparation, then what should be the must source and you should not miss. Also about the USMLE first aid book for PG interns. How should be your approach to image-based questions? How should you divide the subjects while reading? And how should be your approach to the MCQ practice? If you want me to add any other topics in these video discussions, you can mention in the comments, or you can write your queries or this suggestion on this email address, milindaiimsbpl@gmail.com. I'll also mention it in the descriptions. So guys, I wish you all the best. Take care and keep studying. Don't lose the momentum, and take care.